3, 2, 1. Hey folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. We're here August 6, 2019, episode 70. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G. And I'm hungry.
You've already used that bit. Now go ahead and ask your question.
The problem is that it's not a bit. I'm hungry.
You just realized this?
No, like I'm hungry right now.
You know, realize this episode's going to come out in the future. So whoever's listening to this can't really bring you food.
You know what
Right.
you don't realize?
Right.
That in the future, I'm still going to be hungry.
See, that's the thing about this whole living thing. You got to eat every day.
Hey,
not
man.
every day, but you said something about a question.
It was going to be a random ass question.
Jesus, you're like some chick on Snapchat. I'm so
after
random.
this, after
So
this,
random.
after this episode, anybody down for some food?
Was that the question?
Yeah.
Are you for real, dude? Are you?
That's exactly why I wanted to ask.
All right, cool.
Because
Yeah.
I wanted that reaction.
Look, man, we'll go downtown, grab some stuff there at that little joint on the corner of the yard or whatever, and I'm gonna hit up the open mic, man. If anybody's there hosting the motherfucker tonight.
Oh, my kid, yo.
Yeah, man.
I
You go-
completely forgot about my
Jesus.
kid.
Were you standing downwind of Leo's CBD?
That's
The hell?
fake. That's fake weed, bro.
That's
and you got
fake
high.
weed, though. No, but I'm pretty sure I could still go grab something and then head that way.
And to go see your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much are the tacos, man? I'm due for a cheap meal.
I think it's like fucking $8.
I thought it was 5. Wasn't it 5?
I'm not sure, bro. To be honest, I haven't been there in a while.
Well, hold on. It's Tuesday, man. You can hit up Suerte if you're looking for
Ooh,
the
Taco Tuesday, bro.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Taco
man. Yeah.
Tuesday. Do they take cards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't like going to places that don't take cards and shit.
They'll find any way to
Welcome
take
the
your
land
money.
of plastic.
Yeah.
Yo, the place I want to go buy the CBD from, bro, it was like a legit drug dealer's house, dude. Like, it wasn't his house. It wasn't a house. It was a building that had, like, one desk. And the guy was like, hey, man, do you have a Cash App? And I was like, yeah. And he, do you just want to Cash App me the cash? And I was like a true drug dealer, dude. Fuck yeah. I got
That's
you.
crazy, man. Like, I've been out... Oh, fuck it. I can say that. I've been out of the game for so long that like, when I was involved in this type of activity...
Wait, what activity are you talking about? What game are you out of?
Motherfuckers just... I'm trying to be as discreet as I possibly can about it in this one... When I was out of this activity, like we didn't really have...
Are you like purchasing hookers or?
We didn't really have technology, right?
I got you.
So everything was like purchased with cash.
Yeah.
The shit that's going on now, like did people actually use fucking shit
Yes.
other than cash?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
How do they slip by?
What do you mean? How do they slip by?
Dude, most
You do know that when you have some of these accounts
Yeah.
and you reach a certain limit of amount that you've gotten that people paid you, you have to report it to the government, right?
Bro, you realize that you just cash it out before anything.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But that cash out, there's a transaction trace to that. It gives you the fucking number on the thing.
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't think too much about that. That doesn't keep me up at night. I'm not selling this shit, you know?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying you're selling it.
Yeah.
But in my head, like, the first thing I think about is DEA.
I think once they catch you, yeah, it's a paper trail.
Well, let's be honest,
Evidence.
man. If they're checking your fucking Cash App, you already fucked up somewhere along the way.
Yeah, you're already like Tekashi 6ix9ine.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't you think that if you use the Cash App, you're on your way to fucking up?
I think it is more likely for most individuals playing around with that shit to be working at such low amounts that setting a red flag off through the app is less likely than, let's say, one of their associates getting popped and mentioning their name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying the breach of obscurity or privacy or whatever is probably going to come from outside of the app usage.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Right.
Hey, did you wash these?
Did you just sniff into the fucking mic?
It smelled like potpourri,
I heard
bro.
that.
It smelled like potpourri.
Dude, that's the same mic you've been using for the past 6 episodes, I believe.
Yeah, this is the one
Yeah,
Sonia used.
this smells good.
This is the one Sonia used.
Did you
when she
wash
came.
them?
No.
Oh, because he smell good.
Are you
Now
trying?
got
Are you
me
trying to
smelling.
just be humble, Sean?
No. I don't know what I'm doing that's giving you all the impression I'm putting more effort into this than.
Did you switch up the scent in your car?
No, it's still cigarette butts and Rockstar.
All right.
Well, I've smelled some other shit there, but I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, what the
Maybe
fuck
just
am I-
today.
You
I've been-
notice I'm the only one that hasn't incriminated myself so far in this episode, and I think I'm gonna keep that trend going just for a little while.
True.
And
true.
what man? Oh,
Yeah, you're fucking up. That's all we saying.
I didn't know. I didn't realize I was doing something wrong.
Hey, man, but
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't write some short fiction in my early 20s about what I might do if I had been a pot dealer, but I'm just saying, like, we're not going to tell those stories here on this episode.
more.
I appreciate you keeping my business out.
Yeah, I smoke CBD, bro.
Some news more on the light side.
Yeah.
The light side. I'm down to 154, bro. I'm down to 154. I weighed myself today. I'm down to 154.
Good job, man.
And I figured out a way to do it finally.
Yeah. Are you gonna start finally putting on muscle?
I'm
Tapeworms?
almost there.
Okay.
I'm 4 pounds away from putting on muscle. But I figured out,
It's 4 pounds, really, and you just like say, "Hey, I'm at my goal weight now."
4 pounds makes a difference.
Really?
Believe it or
Really?
not.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it
you've been
does.
throwing this farther and farther down. Like, I think at one point you were saying, like,
150.
Was
Yeah.
it 150 the whole
Yeah.
time?
Yeah,
150. At one point, he was like 150.
Okay, because I
No, it's
feel
always
like it
been
went from like
150.
157 to like 154.
No,
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
I
no.
was dropping.
And now you're
Okay.
like at 140. Now your dream weight's like 144.
No, it's
Like
150.
he's gonna walk in here like Christian Bale and the Machinist and be like, "I just want to get
Please,
down to
please,
120,
bro,
man."
don't do that, dude.
No,
I want to
fuck
see
no.
you like Christian Bale in American Hustle.
Yeah, I would like to see me that way.
Damn.
Nah, but
Let's be honest. With the goatee, he'd look more like Louis C.K.
well, fuck, Sean. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, it's a compliment, bro.
Um,
You could have any pretty woman jerk off in front of you. Anyone you choose.
Nah, but yeah, I'm gonna hit 150 and then I'll put on those 4 pounds of muscle or whatever. But anyway, what I was gonna say for anybody, because I have had people ask me how I dropped so much weight so quick without crack or cocaine. Which what I figured out
Dick.
pretty quick was, here we go with the gay shit. But what
No,
I
he
figured
was
out,
calling you a dick. He's jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous, bro.
Roll.
what I figured out was that as long as I keep my daily intake under 1,500 calories, I can pretty much eat whatever the fuck I want.
Bro, that's what I was telling you from the beginning, dude. You just need to like shrink
And
that calorie count.
I thought it was
It's not that. It's
I
not that
thought it
hard,
was gonna
bro.
be difficult. Exactly, I thought it was gonna be difficult eating less than 1,500 calories, but it's really not.
I think you start getting used to it, don't
yeah,
you?
you get.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The first week, I got a little worried because I got lightheaded. I was starting to get lightheaded, but I started doing research and reading up on it, and like the 3 articles that I read, well, I read 5 of them, but 4 out of the 5 that I read said that at the beginning you're gonna feel that way because your body is getting used to you depleting it of the calories that it was already used to. So as long as and that's what was crazy to me, that honestly, other than bread will still fuck with you. Like the bread and the flour will still fuck with you. Like as long as I moderately stay away from those and keep everything under 1,500 calories daily, I can pretty much eat everything I want. Like I said, other than bread. And it said in the articles too, you just gotta watch the bread, the flour, which meaning like pizza and shit like that. Dude, but I could eat cheese.
Yeah, man. Unless you got some issue with dairy, cheese is always good, man.
But I mean, it's real high in fat, and it's the bad fat.
Not always, man. It depends on what you're eating. Like a lot of that's
mozzarella cheese.
No, I think the only reason cheese is wrong with you is because of that the enzyme in the lactose.
Yeah.
that makes it hard for you to.
Now you know what I've been a little bit worried about?
Yeah.
Was that my blood pressure, instead of being high,
Mhm.
it's dropped very low. Like, and I mean really low. This morning I was
You get dizzy standing up type of shit?
I don't think
Isn't
so.
that like high blood pressure?
No.
Like due to high?
Well, no.
No.
When it's really high, you get headaches. You get really bad headaches.
Mm.
But when you get dizzy, it means that either your sugar's low or
Yeah.
your blood pressure's low. And it's been low over the past week. Over the past week, it has not gone above this morning it was 90/50.
That's like a healthy blood pressure, bro. That's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
I don't.
So I'm back
I
to
think I think you good.
back to the dizzy shit.
Right.
I don't think I've been dizzy, but I do feel a little lightheaded
You know what helps?
while I'm working.
You know
out.
what helps you not be dizzy, bro? If you just don't drink alcohol.
I haven't drank in 8.5
Mhm.
years.
I know, dude. It was a joke, dude. It was...
An
no
attempt
laugh.
was made.
No laughs. I get you. I'm not gonna hit up the open mic tonight.
You should hit up the
I should. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, dude. I got a small dick joke.
My friend just hit me up and she asked me if I was going.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not too sure.
Told her to go to hear my small dick joke.
But I was about to say, if you want to hit up them tacos with me, you're more than welcome.
That's what you told your friend.
Yeah.
How about you get those tacos and then come to the open mic? Take them to go. You don't need to eat them there, do you?
See, the thing is that I don't. Well, I'll be lying if I say it. I was gonna say I don't like going to the open mic if I'm not gonna participate. But I shouldn't go anyway.
Then run some new material, pussy.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't have anything ready to throw out yet. It would be a bunch of incomplete premises.
You should just go like Sonia, bro. Just go to chat it up. I mean, I'm not dogging on her, bro, but she just goes up sometimes, and I don't think she has anything like in her mind rehearsed,
I don't.
and she
I
just
don't-
wings it, bro.
I don't like doing that because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just rambling.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like Sean said.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about before, I feel like I'm not working out anything.
When the band comes on, dude, you could play the bongos.
Was that another joke?
Did that one make you laugh more?
Not
No,
really.
nah, dude, it wasn't. That.
Right, man. You can go up with random premises and make it work, but I mean, like, not make it work as in make the premises work. Hopefully that's the case. But I mean, that can qualify as working on it if you like record just the random shit that's going to come to mind and come out of your mouth when you're doing it. But it's not going to be the best set.
Yeah, it's gonna be very. It's gonna.
You'll
be,
get something out of it, but it might just
like
be
I
shame.
got this. I got this. I was gonna say one, but there's two. There's two marital jokes that I want to try, but I know, like, I'm 99% sure that they're not done. But I mean, the premise and the story's there. It's just I don't feel comfortable using them yet because I literally have no punchline for it yet. But the build up is there.
You think
And just to give y'all a sense where I'm going with it, Halle Berry's involved.
you think part of the reason? I mean, because I remember at one point, and like I don't want to throw shade at you or anything like that. This isn't coming from a place like that. But at one point, you were like going to open mics like periodically. You know, you were hitting them routinely.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And
Well, because I had material that I was working
no,
on.
but what I'm saying is, you think it's because like, not that there's a lack of enthusiasm now, but now it's almost like I did that too much. I need something new, you know?
No. The reason that I have not gone to the open mics is for two reasons. The biggest one,
Drinks are
is
expensive.
is my kid. This whole situation that I had switched up with my kid, and the second one is I haven't readied material to deliver, to work on and shit like that. Like I said, I got like 10 to 12, maybe even 14 different premises. But I can tell you the premise while I'm up there, but it's gonna go nowhere. And then I'm just gonna get that awkward stare, which I'm fine with it. But I'd rather get an awkward stare if I tell you a joke and I give you a punchline then that gives me something to judge and be like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe that didn't work, or maybe I need to reword it, or
Yeah, I really want you to go see my small dick bit, dude.
I see, said the blind man.
Well, look, I'm gonna do a a two-step here. On the one hand, I'm gonna throw Freddy a bit of a life preserver here, or in some way, kind of like play advocate. You've been doing like you were saying, you did a gig this past weekend,
Mhm.
right? And an interesting gig. You were talking about how like the set didn't go quite the way like you were thinking it was going to
Yeah.
go because of circumstances and all that.
Definitely not.
And you had at least one last week, right? Like
Yeah.
right. So what I'm saying is, man, like you have, and were you doing the 20-minute sets or what?
Yeah, I've been doing 20 minutes. That's lately.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like you've been doing like solid work on the 20-minute sets at like proper fucking shows, which that's all material you can't run it at. I mean, you could go and run it at an open mic, but it would just be,
Yeah.
masturbation on some level.
Yeah, exactly. See, you get it.
Right. But what I'm saying is, man, that's I'm playing advocate for you here, brother. Yeah, man, you're working that 20-minute set, but to do the second step of this two-step and turn around and flagellate you a little bit, man, I think you might be falling a little bit back on your whole plan to like get the next the next 30 in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say that the last time I know there was one gig at least a month or so back where you were running like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of new stuff. But that's the last time I've seen
The
you.
last time I ran new stuff was about 2 months ago, and it was 5 minutes of new stuff. And 2 of those minutes.
Was that the El Rey gig? Or
No, it was in West Lago. It was that little at the
Ice House. Yeah.
that little crowd that I told you with those 2 ladies that would not shut the fuck up.
Gotcha.
Hey man,
Gotcha.
can I pay you a compliment too, bro? You're also dressed to go out and do an open mic, bro. Colabunga, dude.
Gotta love the Ninja Turtles. By the way, I got this shirt. Had a bargain. Had a garage sale today when I took my grandmother. I got it for $1.
Lady did not know what kind of product she had.
She didn't, man.
Sleeping on the merch.
Yeah, and I'm glad she was.
See,
I'm really glad she
lack
was.
of confidence will kill you in a capitalist society.
It really has, man. It really has.
Always be selling.
Um,
What do you guys think of I'm sorry. I just
I'll finish that point and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
jump
yeah,
into
yeah.
that one.
Uh,
Because I kind of like where you were going. Because I had
no,
a
but that's basically it, man. I think
and something I want to just throw out to both of you and the people watching and listening to. I'm for damn sure not sleeping on the open mics. Like what I mean is, I'm not purposely not going. That's the first thing I want to make. And the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make is, I don't want to become, first of all, complacent, and I don't want to put myself in a position or in a mentality. I don't ever want to get into a mentality, and I'm glad that this is being recorded because we can play it back at some point. I don't want to
this is
put
gonna be your
myself.
alarm clock every morning.
Yeah, like I don't want to be. I don't want to put myself in a mentality to where I'm never gonna be one of those cats where like, oh, I'm too good to go to an open mic. You know what I mean? I always feel like that the open mic and certain stages are gonna be like the gym. This is the gym where you work your shit out. And like I said, I'm not gonna throw out any names because I'm not gonna shade on anybody. But we've been to a couple of open mics around town to where we figured out that at that open mic you're not gonna be able to gauge your response or your laughs, but it's just good for muscle memory and repetition and making sure you have your material down. And I'm completely fine with that. So my whole main point and premise to this whole thing is that I don't want to stray away from like not going to the open mics and everything. I do want to just get my personal shit back in order. I want to see if I can move my personal stuff. I don't like saying it too much on camera or whatever, But I want to move that shit from Tuesday. See if I can move it from Tuesday to Friday, so that it doesn't intervene with my Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I was getting at. Like, you got a lot of plates spinning right now, man.
Still a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah,
And I also want to take the time out to actually throw this out on air as well. I'd like to thank y'all for being so patient with me, because I know a lot of this shit like I brought upon myself. So thank you for your patience, and hopefully we'll get the wheel rolling fast enough, and we can get the ground running. Yeah, so. Because I got some news today that's totally going to fuck me up again. But I'm trying to...
Damn dog.
That's exactly what I said.
That's why he's got the Ninja Turtle thing on. He was like, must cling to innocence. Must cling to innocence.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man.
Um,
I'm figuratively being raped. So
well, I look to
hopefully, I hope that never comes to a literal sense.
Bro, I hope it feels good though, dude.
No, it doesn't. I would not wish this raping upon anybody.
They trying to go in dry. So this is going to be vicious.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you can flip a rape on its back and be like, you know what, dude?
Sometimes.
I haven't gotten laid in a while.
Yeah, sometimes.
No.
But sometimes
No,
you
no,
need
no.
a-
I've actually read some.
Sometimes you need a lawyer for that.
I've actually
Go
read
ahead.
like some radical literature, like suggesting the whole idea of like dominating the rapist. But
Oh, yeah.
you're talking about some people with like some interesting ideas.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the possibility's open. It's all open to interpretation and your will to project.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Why do you think that there's people, men and women, that there's men and women
For fucking.
that but that like to do it with the lights on,
Yeah.
and then there's men and women that like to do it with the lights off.
I think it's like there's people that get off that are more visual people. They need more visual stimulation. And I think there's people that just like, you know what, bro, the feeling's enough for me.
No, but there are people like I've run into women that they don't want the lights on. Like
Yeah.
I'm a more visual, and and that's a thing, a sticking point.
Personally,
Yeah.
I will throw it out there.
Yeah.
I never turn the lights off, whether she wants it or not. It's like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
The lights are staying on.
Yeah, to be honest, bro, I don't really have a preference. Lights on, lights off, as long as I get it.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out there as a bit of a PSA to the listening audience. Whoever, if we got some younger listeners out there, they're like, "Oh fuck yeah, man! Either way, as long as you're getting some pussy." Nah, look, if she wants the lights off, that's cool. As a matter of fact, if either of your young ladies, if your partner, young men, if your partner wants the lights off, make sure you see them naked at least before the lights go off. You don't want nobody hiding some lesions or some fucking
that too,
or-
but
or
I'm not
dick.
too worried about that. And I will go out and say this as well. I feel comfortable saying this, and there's no shame. I'm not shaming anybody. I do want to throw that out there first. Men and women, because there is a couple of men that are bitches too. If you're overweight, and if somebody's fucking with you, literally fucking the shit out of you, and they fucked you more than once, you wanting the lights off is not gonna change them fucking you. Period.
I get it, bro.
So
I got a theory on that.
please, stop doing that.
I want to hear this theory.
I don't think it's always shame. I think a lot of it is there are certain people who are overstimulated. Like, I've heard this same idea in regards to 69, which I'm a fan of, but like very often you run into hesitation on the part of partners because they're trying to concentrate on getting to the orgasm, and all of a sudden they're just staring at your organ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's too much going on for them. And I
Yeah.
think the same thing might be true of certain women with the lights on and off. Like they want them off because they want to be able to get into their own head.
Well, the reason that I initially asked the original question was because my next
There
question.
was an original question. I thought we were just talking about sex fantasies.
Yeah.
I lost track, man.
Sort of.
I may have hit the
my-
CBD too.
Yo,
My original
I'll even
question.
fuck an ugly woman with the lights on, dude.
See, now that's a thought you have in your head, and you just keep it to yourself. But since we're going down this
Can
path,
we?
Yeah, man, you
Can
gotta
we
commit.
make?
You gotta do
Can we
Another
make
one
a
for the listeners. Commit, damn it.
Can we
if
make
you are
a
fucking
fair?
somebody, don't hold back. Fuck that person.
Yeah, once you said that you were gonna do it, dude, don't back out. Say you're gonna do it. Put your dick with your mouth set.
I also hold to the tenet, if you're unwilling to reciprocate any action, unless you have had the conversation, like if somebody's like, I'm gonna suck your toes, unless you're willing to suck their toes, you need to fucking tell them outright, like, you can do that, but I'm not going to do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
feel-
agree.
But you need to have that, like, not like you don't let them suck on your toes and then be like, oh, I'm not going to suck your toes.
I think
like,
it's the same way. Like, if you want your girl or your guy to do something to you, you gotta be like willing to be like, okay, can this thing that I want this person to do to me, am I willing to do it back?
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. I agree
Like
1000%.
fellas, if you say you're gonna put your dick in your lady's bum, can you take your lady's finger in your bum?
I feel like this is how you're going to slowly tell us you've been practicing pegging.
Listen, I don't.
That not an instant denial. Okay, no, there's no shame here, Lil. There's no shame.
No, dude. It's. I mean,
Lots
Hey,
of
man,
judgment, but no shame.
if you
Just
like,
saying, watch out for
things in your
hemorrhoids,
ass,
homie.
man,
this,
like that.
this
that's-
isn't a new thing. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is, if
A finger in your butt does not feel bad.
I just saw somebody post on Facebook yesterday about a butt plug flask, so you can like sneak stuff in. Yeah, just
Dude,
a flask
I've actually
in your ass.
I've actually snuck stuff in my butt, 2 places.
Right.
Not illegal material, but
Just meat person shit. Nice.
just like stuff that my mom was like, "Oh shit, if she finds this, I know I'm gonna get in trouble."
Dude, was
No,
this like a
I've
shakedown?
never-
Was she searching your cell? What the fuck was this?
Bro, my mom was. We had no doors, dude. No privacy, bro. Not even in the restroom, dude.
Oh, they took off all the doors.
Yeah, bro. The only door in the house was my parents' door, and the front door.
Yeah, I've never done that. The only the farthest length that I went to conceal something, I did actually tape something to the back of my nuts. As far as I went,
I didn't use the tape, but I used the same location.
I had to use the tape because it wouldn't hold without it.
You know, we've had this conversation about the briefs, boxers, and like, again, I contend I like a nice pocket from a nutsack. Also,
Well, I couldn't-
nice if you got to keep some paraphernalia upon you.
I couldn't do that either because if they
You got the boxers, and that shit flies out.
not just that, but when I've been patted down up my fair amount of times. So normally when you get patted down, they do pat this area here, and through this area here you can feel the boxers. So that's the first thing they're gonna feel. If you tape anything to the back of your nuts, they literally have to nearly grab
You're nuts.
your nuts.
Yeah, I was about to
feel
say,
it.
are you getting like a full palm on
Yeah.
that thing?
No,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I've never gotten
Yeah.
a full palm, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it is now, but back then, if you like cops or whatever, were not allowed to put their full hand on your nuts.
Well, I don't know.
But I don't know if that's changed. So I don't know. I haven't been searched in a while.
I was patted down once in high school. Me and my buddy were walking someplace, and we wound up on private property. They called the cops on us.
Did you really just do that again?
What did?
That smells nice, dude. I'm sorry.
Stop sniffing the microphone, Leo.
Got you, dude. I got
Anyway, long story short, I had a cop, and actually, it wasn't even a cop. It was a fucking. It was long story short, it wasn't a rent-a-cop, but he wasn't like a full cop. He was like a private cop type of thing, but they called the cops. And this is the second time I'd been searched that night. There was frustration. Long story short, the dude credit carded me, but like back to front, like through the nut region. Like he just came up under like it was some sort of like
How
fucking,
scared
like,
were you?
No, I was angry by this point.
Oh, okay.
Both me and my buddy were angry. And we were making this short little like 5 foot, like 4 cop nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
He was being aggressive. He was a dominance move on his part,
Oh my God.
and it was not working.
Any credit card?
Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with me,
But like reverse credit card, man.
It's-
from
it's-
like asshole to fucking yeah.
It's like, dude, the card didn't work the first way. Let me see it.
Oh yeah, like when you run it back and forth.
it's funny. It's funny that we're actually like talking about this because I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends, and well, he listens to this podcast, so I don't want to throw him under the bus. So I'm not gonna necessarily go into that story that he told me, but I will use a personal experience, and y'all kind of will get the idea from there. But we were kind of talking about like how you know when like a female is really, really, really like she's a keeper or whatever. And we didn't go into that bullshit of like, does she love me and does she give me shit?
Wait, I believe I've heard stories that start off this way. Is this one of those scenarios where they got pulled over by the cops and she instantly pocketed the weed?
Well, that's what I told him when I was living up in California.
Right.
That's kind of, I was on the beach doing my thing, and we were supposedly having a date as well, but I was handling my business at the same time. So we got pulled over, whatever, and that's what I told him. That was like, that's how I knew that she was a keeper, because I absolutely panicked when I got pulled over and she asked me what, and I told her that I had shit on me, and without hesitation, she's like, "You're not from here. I don't want you to go to jail. Give me the shit." And I was like, "I don't want to do that. So you just give me the shit now." And she was like, "They're not gonna find it." And then I gave it to her, and it was a good chunk. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good chunk. She grabbed it, and I thought she was gonna put it in her pocket, right? And I was like, "Well, don't do that, because they're gonna get it there if they search you." This chick literally put it in her pussy, like she stuffed it in there.
Dude, I'm picturing this like she did it like a Swisher Sweet and just like stuck it in her mouth real quick to like moisten it.
No, it was a bag. It was a bag, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure it was uncomfortable. But she like put it all the way in there, and she was like, "You're good." And I was like, "Well, just make sure you tie your pants back up." So yeah, we got pulled over. They actually searched us both. And they didn't find anything. And yeah, that's how I was like, I'm keeping this bitch. I mean, shit didn't work out for other reasons. Yeah. But I will also go out and say it wasn't really my fault.
Did it not work out because you called her a bitch?
Nah.
Oh.
It was for other reasons.
Oh.
But yeah, she and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it was the adrenaline or I don't know what it was, but that turned me the fuck off.
Yo, my mom
I
told me.
couldn't wait to go home.
My mom told me like a long ass time ago, bro, that I would go to jail if I would go to jail, and I would get raped if I ever did drugs, dude. Right? So
oh yeah, I think every parent.
So fast forward to now, dude.
Mine didn't.
So my mom was like a special
My
kind
uncle
of mom.
used to tell me, he's like, "You're gonna be somebody's bitch in jail."
Yeah, dude, my mom
and
was
this was when I didn't really comprehend what that phrase. I was 10 years old.
Was he smiling and patting you on the head when he said this? Just
yeah,
like,
he was.
gonna be somebody's bitch someday.
One day you're
Good
gonna be
little
somebody's bitch in jail.
Yeah, dude. No, but yeah, man. And then fast forward to like a couple years ago, I got pulled over, right? And I had stuff on me, bro, and I had nothing to like nowhere to put it in, but like my butt, dude. And I kind of like put it in my I didn't kind of like I put it in my butt, dude. And I felt like so like fuck, bro. My mom was right.
Yeah.
Drugs get you raped, bro.
Yeah.
Even if it's by yourself.
Word. You know, crazy thing is,
yeah,
like, you know how people say, like, when you go to jail. Well, I've never been to prison, right?
Yeah.
But I've been to the county on many different occasions, and something that I always remember, man. I don't know if it was because I was handicapped, or like sometimes I do think that it was because of that. But the different times that I went, I never got fucked with. Like, and I mean that literally and figuratively. Like, nobody ever tried, except for that one time when I went to the county in LA. I got checked for one of my tattoos, but that's a different story. But other than that time, like nobody ever like even remotely fucking and I would see people in front of me like they would steal shit from them. They would like take shit away from them and shit like that. And like, but nobody ever I never understood like why. But I always like kind of to answer my own question, like, cause I didn't have any other answer. I always thought that maybe it was like my disability my disability to my advantage.
Also, there's, like Leo said that in one of the episodes, on first appearance, you do look like a reformed gangbanger. You know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah,
took the
but
bullet to the knee.
all that shit goes out the window when I stand up. If you catch me sitting down, yeah, I could see why.
Well, no, I'm saying with the limp and shit, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if they fucking unless somebody's like, oh, dude has cerebral palsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy was just business professional, bro. And I was like, dude, this guy used to be in the clica, dude. I just know it.
Now, granted, Leo is not a good representative of the individual you're usually going to find in county lockup, unless it's spring break and whatever. But
Hey, dude, I think there's a lot of me's in there.
Yeah.
No.
The reason that I say that is because only one time when I was locked up in the old county, did anyone of y'all go to the old county?
Fuck no, dude.
No,
I'm
no,
not
I
a criminal, dude.
No, actually, you know what? I'm lying.
Yeah.
It was the new county when it had just opened.
out in Cibolo,
Yeah.
Okay.
This one time, I was walking. So they let me out of the cell, right? And I think we were gonna have lunch, I believe, because it was when they stopped bringing lunch to the cell. You had to go out and fucking have lunch or whatever. So I was going out, and only that one time, this you could tell this dude was like some straight up like killer, like whatever, right? So he came up to me and he came beside me, and he told me, he just real quick as he was walking by, he was like, "Hey man," but in a real firm tone, he was like, "Hey man, no disrespect or anything, but don't ever walk in front of me or anybody else like that, because they take it as disrespect. Had it been anybody else, they would have handled you." He's like, "I'm just trying to help you out." I didn't question anything. He just kept walking. So, and I didn't realize what I had done. But I'm
going to say, from what you just said, I have no idea what he was trying to tell you.
So yeah, at that time, me neither. Now I know that like it's like county or prison etiquette or whatever. When you step out of your cell, and because you have to walk in line and shit for the people that have never been locked up,
Right.
you have to walk in line and shit like that. But if there's somebody already coming, and you're gonna get in line, you're not supposed to walk in front of that person because it's disrespectful. That's one thing. The second thing, aside from the disrespect, you're not supposed to give them your full back. The reason being is because that's how they attack you or whatever. Or that's how you can get attacked. In other words, what the guy was saying was like, always be like on alert or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not a hardened criminal. I'm far from that. Like I said, I never got my ass handed to me. I never got fucked with. But every single day, bro, when I was locked up in that county, every single fucking day there was a fight. And when I say a fight, it wasn't like a regular fight, like fucking 1-on-1 or 3-on-1 or 2-on-1. It was like 10 fucking people going at one. And like they railed on this person, like fucking, they railed on him for a good fucking 5 minutes. 5 minutes does not seem like a long time, but when you got 12...
In a fight, bro, that's like an hour, dude.
Yeah.
Well, man, part of the conversation that's been going around, I don't know how the situation is like in Cameron or Star, or well, not Star, Willacy or whatever, but like I know Hidalgo, I've heard quite a few times that they're holding like entirely too many like inmates there, like long term, you know what I mean, like awaiting trial type of shit.
Yeah.
So
one of my friends did 4 years in county before they actually ran a proper trial.
yeah,
And then he got,
Was he in 4 years, like in there waiting trial?
yeah.
No joke, dude.
Well,
I
because he
thought
was
like
in there. Because he was in there for. But then again,
yeah.
I think it depends what you're in there for.
I think
Because he was in there for capital murder. So.
Oh, but he was just they were
Okay.
just holding him there.
That's part of what I was getting at is like in certain circumstances, like, yeah, you're going to have somebody that's going to be there for quite a while they
Yeah.
run through a complicated case. But like when you have that many motherfuckers that are there for long periods of time and like, you know, at capacity, that's probably where you get in situations like that. Because a motherfucker that's just there for a couple weeks waiting for trial, probably not going to be jumping too many people.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, actually.
I think it all depends on the individual.
You'd be surprised because I also knew this person was a friend of my dad's, and this happened a long time ago. This happened like 5-10 years ago.
Hmm?
This dude went to the county jail, and he went to the county jail for fucking it was something minor. I mean, not that minor, but it was like a I don't want to say parking tickets, but it was like warrants or some shit.
Yeah.
And but like they were outstanding, like they were like from years, and they just built up, and then he was in there for that. So they took him. I think it was 2 months to run him court, right? To run him he was gonna go on trial or some shit, because he was appealing it or some shit. Anyway, so in that 2 months build up, he actually got into an altercation with somebody there, and he stabbed him in self defense. But then the dude that he stabbed, he died. So then he had to go on trial for that, and then they extended.
Well, again, this goes to what I'm saying, man. We're at a situation where motherfucker, you shouldn't be waiting 2 months to even if you're
exactly.
If it's some offense where they're going to hold you, you know what I mean? Well, this goes to the whole thing about like even for minor
And
stuff.
I think the initial thing that he was gonna serve, like had he been convicted for,
it would have been like time served or something.
it was actually gonna be. I think the most he was gonna get was like 6 months, because it was a repeated offense. That's what they were
All right.
like hanging on to, that it was a repeated offense. But the most he was gonna get was like 6 months, and he ended up serving 4 out of 7 years.
Hey man, since we're on this similar topic, dude, like yeah, I mean,
A$AP Rocky going back to jail.
This is where we're going to go back to Kim Kardashian and how she's trying to push forward prison reform.
No.
Are we trying to save the midgets?
No, dude. What's all this shit with these fucking shooters, bro? All these mass shootings.
I already answered that question in the last episode. This is one of two things, or maybe both.
Did we talk about it on the last episode?
Briefly.
But I also think there's something that we didn't touch on in the last episode. Like, how come they're not considering these people like homegrown to like terrorists, dude?
You really want me to answer that on camera?
Huh? And don't say it's just because of a white thing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's like a cop out. You know?
No,
I think
it's because they're white.
But like, why, dude? Why?
Because they're white.
Why? Because they're white, bro. Like, what? Why? You can't just say that and not explain. You know?
What? Okay.
I have no other more detail other than the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Provides them.
I think that's.
Well,
I think that's maybe.
Let's go systematic on this, man. I was watching an interview with a former FBI agent earlier today, and he was talking about the way that the FBI chose to classify certain attacks, events, shit like that.
Yeah.
And they basically did the categories up so that, let's say, okay, there's one category for racist hate crimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that category includes everything from, say, you know, this dude running up in El Paso and shooting up the mall because he thought Hispanics were invading the country, to like, say, like some Nation of Islam type motherfuckers jumping some people over some other beef. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of situation where they've got it so vague. And part of it is in an attempt to like not talk about like, okay, there are specific situations that are going on. There are trends. Yeah. Clearly. I mean, dude, you can just go online and listen to some of the discourse that's going on, which is part of, I'm not saying we got to like, let's say, run these people off the internet, because that's not going to happen. They're just going to start, you know, if the ones that are industrious enough are going to still Incel? Really? You want to talk about incels?
I think this is what I think this is the problem, dude. Like I'm not saying.
Dude, there have always been angry dudes that were too proud to pay for prostitutes.
Yeah, dude, but I mean, I think it's more of a systematic thing now where people like they're connecting.
What excuse are you trying to use?
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying that if
You
you
think him not getting laid was more important than some delusion that he had?
I don't even think it's I think to say that an incel is someone that can't get laid is like
okay
something
minute.
No, not saying okay.
Before we can hold on, so I can understand. Before we continue,
let me bring it up so you can read it.
No, hold on. I don't need to read that. I need to understand your point first.
Yeah.
What excuse are you trying to use?
I'm not trying to use an excuse.
Okay, I don't know what other way to. I don't know what other way to ask the question. What's because it.
It's okay. There was nothing wrong with you. That was just the words you chose. But I'm just saying that I don't think it's an excuse. It's just my idea. You know?
So what's the idea that you're trying to?
That I think it's this community of people just being angry.
But why do you think that?
That's what incel means.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm
no, involuntary celibate is what incel means.
Yeah, involuntary.
But Leo,
celibate.
to get back, because you were asking a specific question, why they were hesitating to identify this as domestic terrorism. And part of it is because of the way that the FBI categorizes their investigations. And definitely there is, because I'm not entirely sure when they started doing that. I'm getting from context that it was probably like the late 90s after the McVeigh attacks.
I'm gonna come back to this conversation. I can't hold it anymore.
All right, cool. I was we were on the same side in this conversation anyway, so I'll play this. I've got this, counsel. But yeah, man, it was probably after the McVeigh attacks in the 90s when they were having a serious issue with some of these quasi ethno-nationalists, because like the issue was more with these kind of like patriot groups, right, in the 90s.
Yeah.
But they were flat out, they were terrorists and they were white. You know what I mean? And that was a bad metric, I'm guessing. That's the only thing I can think of and plus the FBI has some kinky history with race relations in this nation. Yeah, I mean, J. Edgar Hoover was a piece of shit. So I never even saw that DiCaprio movie. I was just uninterested in, like, he's just a piece of shit. You can go read any piece of history. Yeah. He's the one that basically authorized the attempt to blackmail like Martin Luther King. He fucked with some investigations around like civil rights activists that were attacked, and like some shit didn't get investigated. Yeah, man, there's all kinds of shit. And then there's the whole theory about probably working with the Nation of Islam to possibly off Malcolm X, man. So, I mean, there's all kinds of fucking fucked up shit that was going on between, the domestic federal policing agencies and, race relations in this country. Where I'm getting at with this really, man, is I don't know at this point if some of the shit that's going on with the way that they're classifying it is genuinely like oh God, we can't say white terrorists. Like, I think it might actually be literally a systematic thing. I mean,
because if you look at it, dude, if you want to say that these attacks, these shootings, and these other like mass like murders that have happened due to, like, if you want to call them incels or anything like that, I think it's the exact same thing. If you have like a Shiite attacking like a World Trade Center or something like that, he's promised like all these virgins.
Well, yeah,
it's kind of like incel-y, dude. Or
at the base of it, basically anyone who does an attack with the clear motive to, let's say, cause a response. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, I think it's like what led them to cause that response.
Well, okay. There's still a question. I haven't dug too deep into it, but there's still a question over that whole Dayton shooting about. I mean, this guy seemed to be aiming at his sister and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So it seems, again, without digging too far into it, I don't know if you can find anything right now.
Yeah, but I'll dig it up right now.
But basically, this guy walked in with his gun and killed some people. And Did he get taken alive? Was he killed? What happened in that situation?
Let's bring it up because
I think he got shot.
I knew about that one, but it was only after I heard about the El Paso shooting.
My point being is, I think that one may have been a crime of passion type of thing. That's not terrorism, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Whereas the El Paso shooting, clearly terrorism. He, if I still haven't seen the evidence as far as that links him to the manifesto.
Yeah.
But if the manifesto is his, then, all right, clearly from the way he went in there and the fact that he kind of gave himself up, you know what I mean? This wasn't some, on the fucking moment act of passion type of shit. You know what I mean? Seriously, anybody that wears ear protection to fire a gun, whether it be in anger or in play.
Yeah.
So you're saying it wasn't planned out?
No, I'm saying it was planned out.
Planned
Motherfucker
out.
had ear protection on.
He entered the store with ear protection.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
yeah, and I could be wrong, but he may have been wearing fucking goggles too.
oh, I read that too.
What's that?
That some of his friends and shit were saying that he what does that say? I had a brain fart.
Hit list in high school.
Yeah,
This is
that he had a hit list.
This is the dude from Dayton.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, there may have been no.
The gunman had a hit list of classmates he wanted to kill or rape. So this seems like
Look.
It doesn't seem like the MO of like a hate crime towards a specific race, but it does seem like something incel,
Oh, there was
Dayton
definitely
dude,
some
right?
hate involved, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It wasn't directed towards like a whole race, or it wasn't like
It didn't have a motivation to cause a response. He literally just wanted those people dead.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The difference between an attack and an act of terrorism, I feel, from my understanding of how we should relate to this, is that if the incident is intended to cause after effects, that would be terrorism. You know what I mean? Like even somebody like say drive-bys. You know what I mean? A drive-by is an act of terrorism.
It is. Well,
It's not just intended to kill the target. It's
Yeah.
also meant to send a message.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's getting kind of like preposterous with the amount and how frequently they're happening.
You think?
I mean, but on top of that, dude, it's something that like I don't think there's a way to fix any of this, dude.
You think? You're just realizing that?
I don't like. No. I'm not
Okay.
realizing that.
I've known.
I'm just saying.
I've
I'm
known
saying
that
it would
there's no.
defeat. I'm saying it would defeat saying it like admitting the truth. You know, like,
I've known that there's no fix to this. Fucking years ago.
I think it goes back to the same subject we keep getting to, man. Is that like as a society we got to figure out how to fucking.
And you know where we failed, and I know both of you are gonna disagree with me.
Pick a fight.
You're gonna say guns, dude.
No, but there's no such thing as gun control.
You can't get rid of the guns in this country, even if you pass laws tomorrow.
And again, I will say there's no such thing as gun control. That's not the point. Where we failed is parents, man.
Raising kids, man.
Parents.
That's what I was getting at, man. Was we've had this conversation before.
I will say this on the flip side.
Yeah.
There's no other way that I can put it. You can't save everybody. What I mean is
there was one kid. Actually, I forgot where. I'll pull it up right now. But this grandmother noticed that her grandson was acting like weird, and she noticed that he was like arming guns, and she found like evidence that he was going to shoot up his school. Or I think it was a school or something.
Did y'all read that article that came out this afternoon real quick?
Hold on, let him finish, man.
Yeah, she found evidence of all of this, and then she took him to the mental hospital. She took him to a mental hospital where he was admitted. And once he was admitted, the FBI found out that there was something that he lied about in his paperwork to purchase a firearm, and then they went on and arrested him.
Oh.
But he had full-blown intentions to like committing another mass shooting.
Well, okay, this family, man, like it's not just the the raising of the kid. Once the kid is, I mean, because even somebody who's had an awesome life, if they fall into a situation where they lose some that social net,
That's
where
what
they don't have
that's
people
what I
around
was
them
saying.
that are caring for them and paying attention to them.
Like that's what that's where I was going with it. Like when I said that you can't save everybody, like you're there's gonna be kids, man. There's gonna be kids. There's gonna be adolescents that grow into young adults that are gonna be raised right. That are gonna be raised with good morals. But they're still gonna fuck up even on these levels. I mean, it'll happen. But I mean that if parents would be parents,
Oh, it was in Lubbock.
like this would drop dramatically. Now the other problem that we also have is that the government has also gotten in the way of letting parents be parents. Like for example, one real big example. You and I know that there's ways around it, but when you look at the idea vaguely, you can no longer technically whoop your kid. If you whoop your kid and your kid goes to the authorities and he says, "My mom or my dad hit me," that's all they gotta say. And then you got child services on your ass for a long time.
Well, let's be honest, man. If you're to the point where look, if your kid is reporting you for swatting them, you've already failed at some point.
Exactly. But, agreed. 1,000%.
I think this whole parenting thing, I mean, I think it applies to kids that are underage. But I think once you're an adult, dude, you're pretty much responsible for your actions.
I get it.
Right, but you still need people around you that are paying attention to you, which is why you got to raise kids properly so they know how to build relationships.
If that 19-year-old was raised properly,
no, but I'm speaking,
chance of them making those responsible or irresponsible choices, like you're saying, minimizes. Is all the fuck I'm saying.
But I'm speaking like to the adults, bro. Like that guy in Las Vegas, bro. That kid who all these incels attacking other people, you know, they're simply attacking because of this whole like fact that they don't feel accepted socially.
Well, the ironic thing about the incels is
perfect example.
Yeah.
Me growing up, dude.
Yeah. Bro, but that's what I'm saying. You did shit to get...
I was not accepted socially. You know, and I'm telling you,
but I'm telling you, if people like you, like I'm saying, if people like you could surpass that, bro.
No,
how come
dude,
these fucking
it's not
can't,
necessary,
bro?
Because it's not
you
necessarily
you didn't shoot up anybody.
Exactly, but
you know,
bro. You know why I didn't shoot up anybody?
Because you fucking did shit about whatever you were.
Because my mom whooped my ass, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was not allowed to fucking bring guns into the house. I was not allowed to bring drugs into the house.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to lash out for no fucking reason. Because I was taught that you handle things differently. We go back to the point that I made 2 episodes ago. We are not having this dialogue with kids.
I think there was something innately in you that was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Your mom could have told you that. Your mom could have beat you and stuff like that, and you could have still done it.
Yeah. But again,
you know,
it goes back to the morals that were initially instilled in
But you could say fuck you to those morals, bro.
Yeah, but you know why?
Just with like other stuff. I'm pretty sure there's stuff in your upbringing that you choose not to abide by. But there's other stuff that you do.
All right, look, I think what you're both kind of dancing around is the point that and you both kind of said it, but you're not agreeing on the easy bit, which is that something is missing. There is either an innate lack where these people need to be 100%. Helped somehow, or they're not being cared for.
You know another thing that they should do? In schools,
go fucking work out, dude. Go fucking stop
being. Aside from that,
sad little boys.
We do it like Japan, and it's a morning workout. You get there, and you got to do it in the uniform too.
You know how
jumping jacks with a clip-on tie. Go.
Get that heat.
You know how there's classes for like what you were saying, home economics and shit like that. I strongly look. A lot of kids
classes
that are
like
growing
anti-shooting classes.
No. A lot of kids don't have their dads in their life, right? Yeah. And I'm talking about now, like in recent years, 10, 15, 20 years back.
Right.
Like the dads are just not there. So there should be a class taught early I'm not saying necessarily for those kids, but for all the kids. What I mean is there should be a class where they teach you like ethics and morals without bringing in religion. And what I mean is, like, I'll give you like real quick examples.
Mhm.
Like a class where they teach you about why you should grow up and look for a job. Not necessarily teach you how to fill out an application yet,
Right.
but teach you that you have to get and kind of teach you
Well,
vaguely about a job.
I think
And
I
then-
may have brought this
and
up
then
before,
teach
but
you-
like they don't teach government until like the senior year.
Exactly, that's
And
another.
They
that's
used
another
to
problem.
teach. Most schools used to teach a course on civics, which is
Yeah.
basically
And you know who
why
does
do
that?
we have the ideas that
And
we have.
you know who does that? Ironically,
Idea.
China.
Oh, China.
Well, yeah, because it's one party, one state, motherfucker.
And I was about to say, and guess who's communist? And look this up. You can Google this. Find out how many mass shootings China has had.
And then look up how many people have attacked people with kitchen knives, because it's
How many-
staggeringly high.
Yeah, dude. They don't have guns, dude. That's kind of hard to. They don't.
Yeah, it's
Guns aren't like easily accessible in China as they
if
are.
I was
here.
a sick-minded motherfucker, I'd say it was
Wait, what was
funny
that?
that
What
they
was
got
that
more
again?
bodies
Guns
and less
aren't
body
easily
count.
accessible in China as they are
Did
here.
you just not answer your own question? Going back to, I don't want to go into it,
Yeah,
but going back to the gun control thing.
Now, oddly enough, they
But that's like-
manufacture a lot of guns in China.
they do. They do.
But what did
But-
you say?
That getting rid of guns isn't going to do anything
No,
here.
no. What did you say about China and guns?
That they don't
They're
have
not
mass.
easily-
They're not easily accessible, bro.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
if you take into consideration the differences between China and us, China is a communist nation
Mm-hmm.
where stuff like that can fly because they are a communist nation.
Okay.
We are not a communist nation.
So I will go out on a limb and
Yeah.
say this because of what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I take full responsibility for what I'm about to say. Okay, bro. You know what?
What?
Maybe in some places we do need a little bit of communism.
I mean, as far as guns, dude, here this country was founded on guns, dude. You know, people like
I hate when you motherfuckers make that argument.
no, because
So
it's
just-
true,
so-
dude.
so
Because it's
then-
true.
so
It's,
then-
it's on the
so
on
then
the
just-
Constitution.
so
It's on the
then that's
Constitution,
fine,
bro.
dude.
Okay, you're not
That's
going to get
fine.
it away from the
But-
culture, man.
Yeah.
Like, look,
You're not, dude. You're not.
So continue to let innocent people die.
No,
because you
all right,
want to have your gun.
Let's go with the whole idea of the communism, man. Because I think I brought this up a couple times.
Yeah,
The
if you
idea
want to
that,
look
like,
at France has
fuck
gun laws.
France, man.
No,
fuck fuck
France.
France.
France
They-
has gun laws, bro, and they have fucking an outnumbering amount of mass shootings compared per capita to what America has.
I don't think
America
it's more
has
than
more. America has more victims and stuff like this because we have more of a population, but they have more per capita versus America. I'll bring it up right now. And France has gun laws, dude.
Every country has gun laws,
But I'm saying,
so it's not a valid argument.
Okay, look, the best
the whole-
examples, if you're going to make examples, the best examples are Canada and Mexico, which both per population have about the same amount of gun ownership as we do. Like,
Let's not use Mexico.
this is what I'm saying, though. Each one of Canada, the U.S., and Mexico are all different in how they culturally.
And another thing that I
take on gun ownership.
I'm gonna take full heat and responsibility for, dude. We did not start seeing these mass shootings as often until this fuckface came in office, dude.
no, I think
That's
they
not
have.
true,
They
man. They were
happen.
happening all the way through.
They happened with Bush.
Yeah,
2000s,
again,
man.
Bush,
they
Obama.
were happening,
Yeah.
but not like this.
I think what's happening now is there's more presence of like media and like and social media in every direction that you look. So it gets heard about more often. Because there's like if you look at it, there's mass shootings that happen in like questionable neighborhoods in any projects that you want to look at. You know? Like those don't really get talked about.
Yeah,
When they
I
do,
agree.
it's something tragic, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, look, people don't like to talk about this, but like, fuck, how to put this, man? It's almost the opposite of that Stalin quote about like one death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a number or a statistic or something like that.
Yeah.
It's more in the way that we digest the news.
And
63 people say dying in one day is way more of a emotional punch than saying that, say, 59 people died in Chicago over a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
I was
number,
about to. Never.
They keep throwing that fucking number around, man. I saw it on Twitter, like fucking 13 different people were quoting the same thing, and then other people were arguing against it.
And look, I'm gonna say this too, man, and it's gonna sound very sad, but if you look at the root of it, it's true. I've come to the realization that honestly, dude, because of some of the stuff that you said earlier that is true about the gun laws and gun control and all that shit. Honestly, I've come to the realization that it's not gonna get any better.
I think it's not gonna. Nothing's gonna change until people start taking personal accountability for themselves.
And that's what I'm telling you, that they're not. As long as there's this white, black, Muslim, Christian shit.
I don't think that even matters, bro.
It does, and
clearly it does matter to some people.
And the first thing, and that's one of the first problems. As long as people stay in that mentality that doesn't matter, this is gonna continue.
I mean, because if you think about the number of people that there are in this country, you could say maybe a questionable, like maybe like a quarter of the population in America is like maybe racist. I think everyone initially is like a little bit racist, but like actually
we all are, yes.
Actually racist to the point where they're going to do something, or they join like a club like the KKK or the Black Panther movement or whatever,
right.
You know, like anything
Again, as we've had this conversation many times, man, there is a difference between the idea of racism, which just is there are inherently racial traits, and
the practices of like shooting someone.
Well, no. There's you can have your benign racist who's just like, oh, I like the Chinese because they're smart, and then you have the guy that's like, fuck the Asians, they're coming here in droves. That kind of shit is a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Like the person talking shit or hating. Like with words, I don't mind, bro. I think that's always going to happen.
No, but I'm saying at that point, that's when you start paying attention to them, which is why you can't drive them out of the public forum as far as like shouting them down. You can shame them and you can argue against them. But if you drive them out of the public forum, you drive them underground.
Yeah,
and
you don't know
can't listen to what the fuck they're saying.
Exactly, dude. Yeah.
And
I'm not saying everybody should have to listen to what they're saying.
And you know how you begin to fix that?
But how, dude?
And this is not a joke. You can take it as a joke if you want to, but it's really not. Whoop a kid every now and again. I mean, don't do it.
If a racist dad,
I don't think kids are learning like no kid is planning. Well, okay, granted, teenagers maybe, but teenagers are a different subject altogether. But no small child is planning a terrorist act.
Yeah.
Exactly. Great fucking point. So. You start to do it. A fucking therapist told me this.
I think this
start to do this when you begin to see the behavior. The therapist that I spoke to, she told me something that struck me.
Yeah.
She told me, and I probably had heard it before.
What was this therapist's train of thought? Like, was she more of like a friend, Freudian?
When we talked about the issue, because I don't remember how that issue even came up, but we started talking about race for some reason.
Yeah.
So what she said was, and I loved it because she was a woman.
9 minutes.
So she said that there is no such thing as a racist gene. And she went on to say that racism is taught and learned. It's picked up because it's what they saw. No kid ever fucking is born or like grows with the intention of not liking somebody because of the hue of their skin.
So you're saying to whoop that kid?
When you start to see that behavior,
let me tell you something. If a kid is growing up like that, more than likely he's learning that from the household.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the fact that the kid is gonna get whooped every time he says
who's
something
whooping this kid's ass?
Yeah, dude, no one's gonna whoop this kid's ass for doing racist stuff.
So what we go back to me and Sean's original point. Where did the problem start?
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah, but you can't really I think.
Okay, but the more important, and I think the more pertinent, is how do you engage with a motherfucker who is already delusional to that point? Like, I don't know if you've seen
Again,
that.
I will say
honestly,
it, man.
dude-
And this hurts. It really hurts me.
Sometimes you
got
gotta whoop a motherfucker's ass. Okay.
No,
fine.
no, no. I wasn't gonna say that, but this really hurts because this is the world that I'm raising my kid in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What I'm saying is, unfortunately, dude, and I can't even believe I'm getting a bit emotional about it. But unfortunately, to that question you just asked,
Mhm.
like those are the people that, unfortunately, I strongly believe that they're lost cases.
I don't think so.
I don't think you can. I don't think when you get to that point,
Yeah.
I don't think you can. There's no therapy.
Can I tell you something, bro?
Yeah.
Something to quote off of you, bro. You give that person love, dude. That person's been hearing hate this whole time.
Agreed.
So no one's a lost cause, bro.
But
I don't
let me-
think no
but
one's a
let me-
lost
let me-
cause,
let
bro.
me-
Were y'all familiar with that motherfucker that was going around? I can't remember where he was from. Black dude, and he's giving like TED talks and shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
when
where
he
he's-
goes to the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
dude,
got
yeah.
like
What's
he's
his
got
name?
former
Robes.
clan members have given him their robes as
Yeah.
like, you know, hey, I'm out type of shit.
Yeah, let me bring him up, dude, because I mean,
yeah, find that dude's name, man.
that guy is like a testament to like, hey man,
And don't
you
get me
can't-
wrong, that guy's a singular individual.
That
Like,
guy has Dragon Master gowns, dude. Dragon Master or what? I forgot what they're called.
What the fuck is that?
Grand Wizards.
Grand
I think
Wizards.
is-
Grand Wizard
yeah.
What
robes,
does that
bro.
mean?
That
from
means
from former Ku Klux Klan members. Like he's gone
But
and
what's the
engaged,
Grand Wizard?
like they're leaders, like
Oh, the leader of the KKK or whatever.
yeah, but like a leader of a chapter or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Like the Aryan Brotherhood type of shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard him talk about
Now-
like the.
Go. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I don't
No,
think I've ever heard him talk about engaging with like say the prison gang type
Yeah.
guys, but he definitely talks about having gone to Klan meetings.
I was gonna say you're absolutely right too about talking to these people and giving them love.
Yeah, bro.
But I go back, and that's true. I strongly stand behind that as well. But like I also said before, you're not gonna save everyone.
No, I don't think you
Yeah.
will. I don't think you will. But
But okay, this goes back to what I was saying about like the public forum, man. If you're engaging with goodwill towards, you know, somebody comes at you with an idea that's a little bit off balance, whether it be, you know, violent or whether it just be like, hey, dude, you're going in a wrong direction here. If you engage with them with goodwill and you still get that aggressive and kind of delusional pushback, then at least now you have identified who it is that is a candidate for lost cause. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're not engaging with anyone, if you're kind of just avoiding it altogether, you don't have any sense.
But that's exactly what I just said earlier. Again, we go back to the same thing. These are dialogues that are not happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's because nobody like once you find out someone is a Klansman or once you find out someone
You
pertains.
get scared.
Not only you get scared, bro, but you start to like judge that
And
person.
people,
you know?
no, but that's one thing.
Yeah, I think the
But
judgment goes a long way.
Something that I learned, something that I learned is that people, and a lot of us, because honestly, I used to be like that until I actually grew up.
What was this dude's name, by the way?
This guy, let me see if I can pull it up here. Daryl Davis.
Okay.
Shout out to Daryl Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, for your work.
Dude, if you can't watch this guy like talk, like just one of his TED talks or one of the little interviews he's given, man, like and not like this dude like makes you want to be a better human being. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's like you could feel cold, like he's just a
That's-
genuine good person.
That's how I feel when I listen to a speech from David Goggins.
Oh, dude.
If you ever,
Here's the thing.
if you ever
Goggins knows
feel-
he's crazy, man.
If you ever feel like shit, just watch a Goggins speech. That shit would cheer you the fuck up, and will make your ass get off the seat. I've actually listened. There's this motivational speech that he does. I think it's called The Bite or something like that, and it's literally like 10 minutes long, dude. But I've listened to it. I've listened to it on repeat
Yeah,
at the gym.
bro, you should listen. You should read his book, man.
Which one? He has like 3 of them.
The one
I haven't read the latest. The
latest one, dude. I've read just the latest one.
Oh.
That one's really
The first one was good. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
The first one, and I'll be honest, I didn't finish reading it completely.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 3/4 of it because I didn't continue paying my Audible subscription.
No.
Ah,
I don't know, dude.
bootleg boys,
Oh,
bootleg.
I think we could talk about the shootings and the racism for like ever,
Yeah,
dude.
we can like
Yeah.
and the
No,
other.
but the important bit is, man, the racism is not that is the way it's being projected,
Yeah.
in the sense that these are fucking delusional, frustrated human beings
Yeah.
that are lashing out of like they want people to die.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the kind of person, like the little kid that like will hit you when they can't get their way.
Yeah,
Only
exactly.
they're trying to do this to society, and their idea is to
Yeah.
go out there and cause as much
I think if we could look at them
devastation
as that, like as a hurt people that are just
Dude,
hurting,
it's hard to
Yeah.
do that, man.
and it is hard.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
people. Here's the thing. I think people
Yeah.
were giving the El Paso cops a lot of shit for the fact that, like, dude, you took this guy in alive, and it's like this guy took an AK into a mall and started. Like, I don't even think the cops were quite processing.
Yeah, dude. I think they were in shock as well.
Like, some dude like just murdered a bunch of people, and then he just gives himself up to you. I
There's
mean,
certain calmness to it too, dude. Like I don't think whenever I saw the video, his face just looked one emotion, and it was not like fear. It was not like anxiousness. It was just like okay,
yeah.
like a sort of like
Well, we've talked about the fact that cops are not
'Cause
good
I-
at de-escalating situations. So
'cause
if
I
this
think-
guy had come at him like aggressive,
Because I think that
Oh, yeah.
he
people like
probably would
that.
have wound up in a fucking body bag.
yeah,
But I also think that people like that. People that like make these mass shootings or do these mass shootings. Like I think. I mean, of course, there's a lot of planning that goes into it. I mean, as crazy as it may sound or seem.
Dude,
But-
the guy drove 10 hours.
Yeah,
I know, dude.
But what I
That's like-
was gonna say was, I think that these people know 100% that number one, they're gonna go to jail. Like they know that 100%. And the second thing is, they also know about 99% that they also may not get out of it alive.
yeah,
So my point is going to the point that you were making earlier. I think that's why the reason for some of them, I think that's why they have no emotion, or they just, because they already knew what they were going into.
yeah,
And when you're going into that kind of situation, I think, and when you accept that you're gonna go to prison, and that you're probably gonna die, then you really don't. That's why
I think if there's
no-
going to be an outpouring of emotion, it's probably going to be the second after, like, the first person's, blood starts spilling. Like, I don't think you walk through that scenario like cold blooded and then all of a sudden have a emotional moment. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm
What
saying?
I'm also curious to know, dude, is if this person is gonna have like PTSD like symptoms from all that he did.
I don't think that matters, bro. They're going to prison.
It's a curious
No.
question, but no, it doesn't really matter.
No, I think it kind of does to paint a picture of what like this actually does to people. To study what mass shooters like. What is it like after like you commit a mass shooting? Like, what is this person going to go through?
Now,
Are
that
they
is an
gonna go
interesting question in the sense that we do need to start, if we're seeing this with more frequency,
through- Yeah,
this seems to be a result of something on a societal, I mean, granted, it's individuals,
yeah,
but it's the way these certain individuals are responding to society.
yeah,
Now, again, to split it back, say the difference between Dayton and the El Paso thing, where the guy in Dayton, crime of passion type of thing,
Yeah.
goes out, he died, right? The cops shot him dead.
Keep shot him dead.
Yeah, okay, crime of passion. He probably, there wasn't even...
Wait, who died?
The dude from
guy.
Dayton. Ohio.
Oh, he died.
I think so. That's what I read. They keep referring to him.
Oh, for real?
As, like, in
I
the
thought
past
he was
tense.
I thought he was they were holding him.
Hold on.
So who are they holding? They're
The
holding
guy from El
some.
Paso.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the guy that walked out. I mean, like, it almost looks like he fucking gave himself up to the fucking cops. Like, he probably ran through his fucking ammo and gave himself up, which is, like I said, man, I would fully sympathize with the cops if they're the reason for their,
Yeah, was
like,
killed by police. 30 seconds of open fire on Sunday. So they opened fire on him for 30 seconds, and that's what killed him.
So you think those 30 seconds of open fire is what killed him? So you're saying that 30 seconds of open fire, nobody will survive then?
I don't think nobody would have survived 30 seconds.
Motherfucker, have you seen Desperado?
That's a movie, bro.
No. There have been filmed gunfights like fucking minutes long where nobody got hit.
And this guy has I think that's something like it makes sense. Gunfire like that with like 5 people versus like 6 or 7 or even 10 people. You know, you have multiple places.
That's where I was going.
But this is one person.
And I was
everybody. The other side's like 20 people shooting at one person.
That's where I was. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Do y'all know who Antonio
Banderas from Desperado?
No. Oh. His first name.
Yeah.
Skips my mind. His last name is Brodus. The nickname was Coco. He was a drug kingpin from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Long story short, this dude held off the entire Jamaican police force for I think it was 30 minutes by himself.
Yeah.
And then when his whole crew got there, they literally had a gun shootout. I think was for 26 hours. And then towards the end, the police just kind of gave up because they ran out of ammo.
That's like shit you hear about like in a war zone out somewhere. Dude.
Exactly. Yeah. And he was a drug kingpin, and he comes out in a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch too many documentaries on like crime, but nah, dude, not really.
No,
it's not something that really fascinates or interests me.
So what documentaries do you watch? I'm just curious. Do you watch documentaries?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I watch documentaries. I really like documentaries on like World War II.
Oh.
Or like science documentaries or documentaries about animals.
Have you seen that one on they got one out on Hitler.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you seen it?
I think I have. It's on Netflix.
A documentary on Hitler?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that.
No. There's one, asshole. There's one that just came out is what I'm saying.
Or even what I really like, dude, is like documentaries on like evolution. Or like theory,
I don't like watching
or documentaries where people trace down a theory.
I don't like watching that shit just because no matter how long the documentary is, they all have the same ending. Well, we don't know yet, but we hope to find it. It's like, motherfucker, I just wasted 2 hours.
Everything, bro, fascinating in this world is like that, bro. Like, we don't know for sure. But
I was just reading a Washington Post article about, like, we don't really know what gravity is. And it's like, fair enough.
Fair enough, dude. But it's interesting to, like...
All I know is that it keeps me seated.
That's really all you have to know.
For the most part.
You know, if I do go criminal-wise, dude, I really like looking up murderers.
Why?
Like, I just really... Like, there's something fascinating about, like, how someone could get so...
I second.
How someone could be so evil and wicked.
Like that documentary, Making a Murderer?
Yeah. I know, dude. That's some good shit, dude.
Look, I got chills just when I said...
Or if you even look at, there's a certain genre of documentary now coming out more and more because they're producing them more and more, is like the guilt. He was convicted, he was charged and everything like that, but he was guilty. You know, like those documentaries where a criminal is not really a criminal. He didn't really commit the crime, and he was falsely like prosecuted and committed, and then they free him at the end.
Right.
Fear of the Number 13 and all these other ones.
Like the other one, I don't know if y'all watched it. But I think it was called... I keep forgetting the little girl's name. I'm sorry. But I think it was like the abduction of Emily
yeah,
or
dude.
Whatever. The one... This is what fucks me up. This guy... Well, first of all, like, just so y'all know, and I'm not going to say spoiler or whatever, if you haven't watched it too bad, did this guy, like, rape the little girl since she was 8? I think she was about 15.
Yeah, dude.
So, but that's not what fucked me up. Well, I mean, it did, right?
Is this the one where he was raping the whole family?
Yeah. This dude fucked the dad to fuck the wife so that he could get close to the wife and bring her into the house. And he was trying to marry her so that he could continue fucking the little girl. That's fucked up on a completely...
Yeah, thank you for reading that documentary for me, bro.
You haven't watched it?
I just watched like the first 30 minutes. where it explains where like the family was out on vacation and the girl gets abducted.
It's still good to watch.
The only one of those I even came close to watching recently was a buddy of mine was showing me the documentary they did about those people who tried to rob a bank by putting a bomb around a guy's neck. And
damn,
you remember that movie with Aziz Ansari?
Yeah, dude. 30 minutes or less. That was an actual true event.
And that guy got his fucking like head blown off. Basically,
they changed the ending in that movie.
By the way,
that ruined that movie. I didn't know that was connected to that event. And
just quick note, he didn't really fuck the dad. He just gave him a hand job. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, do you keep ruining this fucking documentary, bro? I might as well just read it on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is not a trustable source, but go ahead.
Oh, just in case you're curious, it was a dry jerk.
It was a jerk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were in the car.
I'm still gonna probably watch it. This sounds spicy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, watch it.
I like how you said that, like, some people don't have lube in a car. I mean, not me. I'm just saying. I know.
Hey, bro, we're fucking 90-something% lube, dude.
Something you don't even need lube.
One of my favorite quotes of all time is from the movie Chicken and Porn, and it was they had Ron Jeremy and what's her name? Some blonde porn star. It escapes me at the moment, but
90% of them are fucking blonde.
Tracy Lords,
famous one from like 2000, around like 2000. Jenna Jameson. There you go.
Damn, you see how we all got.
Famous blonde from the 2000, Jenna Jameson. So it was Ron Jeremy.
She was so famous, she came out on the Blink-182 album cover.
No, that wasn't her.
That wasn't her. I think that chick's dead now.
Yeah, she's dead.
What was her name?
I don't know what her name was.
Stripper number one. Can
you look it up? I want to know who she is.
All right, here's the point. The quote was basically like, in the movie, they're like, what advice would you give to the kids of today? And Ron Jeremy's all like, you got to have a dream and goals and you got to pursue stuff.
Not a big dick.
We didn't say that, but like then they get to Jameson and she's like, "Don't use lube, spit works." And my favorite quotes of all time, because that's just like,
right. That's her.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that is her.
Janine, what?
Linda Mulder.
She looks ugly as fuck.
Well, she went to jail, dude, for drugs. Like she just had a horrible life, bro.
But she's not dead. How old is she?
I think she's dead.
No, she's dead.
Yeah.
Click on the top link, motherfucker.
This one? You want to click on the Wikipedia thing? You just said it was the most unreliable source.
Look at the fuck. I just wanted to see the picture. Damn, dude, what a fucking difference. She was hot in that fucking picture.
So that was pre-neck tattoo.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Photoshop, bro. They had Photoshop back in the 90s.
Can we, while we're on this subject real quick, can we all agree that to this day Travis Barker is one of the fucking baddest drummers on the planet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have bad motherfuckers.
Dude, one of my favorite like little like just kind of like zone out videos is that YouTube clip of him doing on the fucking frame that's moving. Oh no, man! Don't get me wrong. That's always badass. But like I've already like.
Oh, she's not dead.
I told you.
Yeah, she. I think she's dead, like from the public's eye.
Oh, is she one of those people that got like the fake death reports like put out there?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. But yeah, what's his name? Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, man.
Yeah, bro.
There are documentaries where you can listen to him talk about like he's got neck problems because of that whole like rig and shit. But no, I was gonna say he did when we were talking about the Eminem albums earlier. When I think it was Relapse that had 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did like the whole song, like just jamming out on the drums, dude. Like, whoo.
Yeah.
He also did that track for the game that I think that from the whole record, I think it's the dopest track on there.
You know what's also admirable, bro, and I really like this about him. He like produces beats, but not just on a drum set, dude. Like he'll produce like someone's song.
Yeah, that's what he does.
But you
see him doing like those hard strokes on the pad.
But like, do something like that. But what I've heard him say is like he'll just listen to the song and he'll say, "Hey man, if a drum kit is the most appropriate thing to put on this, I'm gonna do it. But if not, I'm not gonna like try to make this about me. I'm gonna try to make this to amp the song, not to change the song."
Funny story.
Yeah.
He co-produced a track for Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z picked it up like with the drum samples that were already recorded.
We're 1 in 30 in.
Yeah. Where the drum samples were already recorded.
Yeah.
They used a sample from somebody else. That person refused to sign off on it, turned around, sued them both, won the lawsuit, and then made Travis Barker and the other dude, I don't remember who the other guy that was co-producing it, made them pay royalties to him. Jay-Z got off clean on a technicality. I think it was a technicality that he didn't completely sign off on the beat or whatever. So like he got off. But the ones that got fucked were Travis and the other guy. And they also got fucked like on a fucking like on a technicality as well. And it was all because of that clearance of that fucking of
I like how he fucks with new rap, dude.
Yeah.
I like even with the mumble rappers, bro. He fucks with them. I like how he's just like kind of like a musical Jesus. Okay, man, I love everybody.
Well, because he said it before, man. He's when he was on that Rogan podcast, he said that he just loves music.
Yeah.
He's like he wants to produce he wants to co-produce a record with Kanye. And I was like, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
What was it? Kanye was doing that thing a while back where he was doing collabs with everybody for like.
Yeah.
That's how
for his album.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that was everybody that was signed on his label, right?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Dude, they did a tour. Blink-182 did a tour with Lil Wayne. And I think they're still going.
Whatever happened to like for a while there? Lil Wayne was like, "I want to be a rock star." And then I never heard anything about that.
He just took up skateboarding instead. He's
much easier.
Yeah, he's gotten really good at skateboarding, dude. He's fucking.
Well, I remember listening to something where they were saying like the motherfucker actually can play the guitar and all that.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
Hey man, you got time on the road, might as well learn an instrument.
I know, dude. Once you got that much time, that much money, dude, it's limitless what you could do.
All I got to do is play the guitar and get neck tattoos all day.
No matter how much money you got, unfortunately, they haven't figured out a way to replace your voice. I cannot listen to no more than 2 minutes of a song of that motherfucker.
I think that's why I like him, bro. I like that alien voice that he's got.
Oh, dude, it's fucking annoying, dude.
Bro,
it's annoying as fuck.
There are a couple tracks where it really works, but yeah, sometimes.
I was a big fan of Lil Wayne in the beginning, but
with
now
the Hot Boys.
Not with the Hot Boys, like when he went solo, and even like towards like the Carter 3.
Nah, like
you know, like
you
around
lost
there.
me at the Carters.
Even
I gave the first Carter a chance.
Yeah, the Carter one was dope, dude. Nothing can beat that. Carter 2, that was solid. Carter 3, pretty good, but not the best.
I like how you say that with confidence. Like if Freddy doesn't immediately discount your opinion on music.
I mean, I pretty much accepted
it's a brick wall.
That for Freddy's ears, they're not gonna like what I have to say most of the time. But
no, I mean, as far as music, it's just we have very different tastes.
But like towards the part where he was like hitting No Ceilings, that mixtape, and all this other stuff, I think he kind of hit like an Eminem wall with me, where I was like, dude, there's nothing really I haven't heard you say or do. So it's good, it's fire, bro, but it's like
you also do understand that there's only so much the human body can do, right?
Yeah, but like your mind can come up with new creative ways to do stuff, bro. Yeah, like bands and artists that have managed to like reinvent themselves with new sounds. I think like U2, dude. I think early U2, I liked it. Don't like later U2, but I can't say that they haven't like changed. That is their stuff's kind of the same now, but it's not the same from when they started.
So let me ask you a question.
We've talked about Tom Waits before, man, and Tom Waits is like the perfect example of that. And like the motherfucker goes with some new tone and style for almost every album.
Exactly, dude.
And he's got a shitload of albums.
And that's someone's discography where you're like, look at it and you're like, fuck, dude, like this is like a candy store of like new music, like new candies every time.
So like, let me ask you a question. Just going, and I'm basing this just solely off of what you've said.
Yeah.
So reggae music does nothing for you.
I like reggae music, dude. Certain artists that manage to like pitch me reggae in a different way than what's like mainly out there. Like you're gonna hate on me, bro, but Modest Yahoo, dude. I really like Modest Yahoo.
I can see that.
I like this band called The Expendables.
I've heard of them too.
This badass reggae band called.
Okay, how about like some classics like Toots and the Maytals?
I like Toots and the Maytals. That one song, Pressure.
Oh, Pressure Drop.
Yeah, that one, dude, is dope, dude.
Dude, their rendition of Country Road is like.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Oh, dude, you know what? Pull that up. Play it in the background, obviously, but like pull that up. Toots and the Maytals cover Country Road, man. I love, like, there's the original John Denver, there's this version, and then there's a Japanese version of Country Road that is also.
Take Me Home Country Roads.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, this is a great fucking version, but like, some of the older stuff like that, Peter Tosh, like all those guys from.
Do you like Over the Rainbow, bro?
That's a dope. I mean,
talking about what's his name from Hawaii? Like that's not reggae, but like that dude's cool as shit. Man.
That's a good song, dude. I mean, I have nothing against it. It's not like my top song, but yeah.
That's one of those guys. Like I can never remember his fucking name, but I don't know anybody that doesn't like him.
Fun fact about me, man, with that song, I used to get really high and put that song on repeat.
It's a good song.
It's
man.
surprisingly country, bro.
Dude,
I could totally vibe this, bro. Like,
well, first of all, they're covering John Denver, but also, man, like if you go listen to some of the like not the pop reggae, man, but like the reggae, it's there's some
I like
country ass motherfuckers.
The only one that was able to pull off reggae in a kind of rappy, poppy way that I was okay and satisfied with.
Snow?
With Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
Okay, how do you feel about Damian Marley?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Damian Marley.
Fuck yeah.
Right on.
That fucking collab that he did with Jay-Z? Fire, bro.
I like his collab with Skrillex better.
I like the collab that
really?
Yeah.
I'm not a...
Yes, I'm not a big Skrillex fan. I'm not like dubstep fan in the slightest, but...
Right.
I'm not a really big Nas fan.
Yeah.
But that collab the collab that Nas did with him, because it was on his album.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
There was that one, Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols? He had a reggae group, and that reggae group was from
reggae or ska?
I think it was reggae. He has a ska band. He has a lot of bands, but he has a ska band too. I think I don't know what it's. Maybe it might be ska. Maybe we're talking about the same band.
Okay.
Well, what do these artists all have in common?
What?
They were influenced by
bro. Oh. Marijuana, dog.
I think they were just all influenced by black music, dude.
No, they were influenced by marijuana. There's no way that some of these lyrics you came out without a blunt in your mouth.
There's some sober Rastafarians,
yeah, but it's not
bro.
As good, bro. It's not as good.
I would debate that, bro.
All right, and just to give credit where credit is due, man. I don't think without Jamaica as the unique place that it is, I don't think you get.
A
lot of people don't understand this, bro. But the skinhead movement was actually started by Jamaicans and white kids in it was
originally not a
working class. It was.
Yeah.
There was at the time the people, the mods and the skinheads. The skinheads were more working class. And the mods were like richer. They had like these nice little like scooters.
The posh twats.
Yeah, dude. And it came about. That was a dope ass song, dude. It came about. Dude. When you first told me it, I was like, okay, this is gonna sound strange.
Just for a bit of comparison, look up
the original.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie where it comes out. But if you look up Studio Ghibli, it was in one of their movies. Oh. The name of it, like I said, escapes me. But if you look up Studio Ghibli Country Road, Japanese, get the Japanese version. Now, again, like this one, it's got different lyrics, but it's still like,
you motherfuckers got a lot of time on your hands.
I like music, motherfucker.
Me too, man.
I like music too, but damn.
I'll listen to anything, dude.
Yeah, man. I don't know if this is... Because they have two different versions of the song. Is this English or Japanese?
Japanese. Is it this one?
That might be it.
Sounds kind of like the intro.
Okay, that
sounds kind of the intro.
Yeah. But like I said, man, like it's this one, the original by Denver, and then Toots and the Maytals, man. And like,
Oh shit, yeah.
yeah. Just the way it flows in the Japanese, man, fucking sounds beautiful.
I even like the fact that I really can't really comprehend the words that they're saying.
Yeah.
That's something like.
And the crazy, it's actually a good movie. I don't know if it's got the title of Whisper of the Heart.
Whisper of the Heart.
Yeah,
Is this one of the newer ones?
No, this is from I want to say the early '90s or maybe the late '80s. But here's the thing: if you like the Studio Ghibli movies, Ghibli, whatever it is, this is one of their non-fantastical ones. Like this is a completely realistic.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's just about this young girl and like this kind of interaction between her and this a bunch of people. Actually, it's just kind of her being. I think she's about to go into middle school or something like that. It's a beautiful little, heartwarming. You can watch it with the family type of film. But it actually explains like the area where she lives in Japan, and you can actually hear the place names in the song.
Are you familiar with any of the Studio Ghibli movies?
No.
No?
Not gonna lie.
Spirited Away. No, none
Kiki's Delivery Service.
No.
That's another.
Are these foreign movies?
Yeah, they're Japanese anime movies.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I've never really been into like any kind of foreign movie.
I feel you.
Not for any particular reason. I just
never got your attention.
Yeah,
I got you.
Happens, man,
bro. I don't know if it's the fact that they're cartoons or that it's like Japanese based. Like a lot of the stuff is kind of foreign. It's a little different. But it just really fascinates me, man. Just the Studio Ghibli. I can't watch a lot of animes, but all the Studio Ghibli movies I've loved, man. All the ones that I've seen.
Oh yeah, Miyazaki is a unique filmmaker.
Well, even the ones that aren't made, like Miyazaki didn't make. Like I think.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
Pompoko is a great one. The one that always jerks a tear, man. Fucking Graveyard of Fireflies.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude, that movie will fuck you up, dude.
Fuck, bro.
Like it's just brutal. It's a World War II Japan film.
Dude.
That's one of their very realistic ones.
Damn, bro. I'm looking that one up, man.
And then you got Princess Mononoke, which is that one is, if you like high fantasy, like that is a great fucking movie.
That one I really didn't like that much. I liked it, but compared to the other ones.
Okay, let me ask you this: English dub or Japanese?
Japanese, dude.
Okay, all right, I feel you, man.
I like reading the subtitles
because I asked that question because I've only seen the Japanese version once. And don't get me wrong, glad I did, but the original. Because here's the thing, they've done a redub since Disney acquired it. But the original English dub of that film, like a lot of the actors, some of them you get a monotone from the main character, but it suits with everybody else because he's got some great. You got Billy Bob Thornton playing the monk that's trying to off the gods and all that shit. Yeah, man, not great. I thought it was a great movie, man. That was my first introduction to Miyazaki.
Oh shit.
Dude, fucking Laputa, Flying Castle. Sorry, man. I'm just gonna start naming films if I go down that rabbit hole. But yeah. So,
talking about cartoons. Yeah.
Freddy doesn't like cartoons at all.
No, I like cartoons. It's just
what's your favorite cartoon or cartoon?
Tom and Jerry, bro.
Tom and Jerry. What's your favorite cartoon movie?
Simple.
Cartoon movie.
Not CGI. This is not CGI.
No, just put cartoon.
Yeah.
But favorite?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my favorite.
You like that Felix the Cat movie that he did? No. Hey, dude, that was a dope ass movie, dude.
Wait now, Felix or Fritz?
Not Faye. Fritz the Cat was the shit too. That movie was raunchy.
Because when you asked that question, my mind immediately went to American Pop, which is
dude,
another Ralph Bakshi movie that's fucking great.
I saw that movie later on as an adult, but I think if I saw that as a kid, I wouldn't appreciate it as much as I did whenever I saw it older. And it's a really good movie, bro. And the animation is
nice. You know, one of my favorites, man. But
it's also got one of my favorite lines too. When the guy walks in and he's like, "We'll just take the cocaine." He's like, leave. Go ahead. leave the Coke. We're good with the music. And he's like, well, I will take the Coke too.
Yeah.
That's just a power move. Yeah, sorry, Freddy. Go ahead, man.
No, one of my favorites, I guess, because I don't really got a favorite, but one of my favorites is Aladdin, bro.
Aladdin?
But the first one.
Oh, yeah. That was a good
I like
movie.
Aladdin, the first one, and I like The Return of Jafar.
Well, dude, dude, a lot of people don't talk much about The Return of Jafar, bro.
That's a dope fucking movie.
Fuck yeah,
bro.
dude.
It's a dope.
The part where where the turtle comes out, you seen that?
Yeah, no. I like the one where he's in the
Turtle made of gold.
He's already in the dungeon,
Yeah.
and the fucking I don't know what his name is comes out and starts fucking with
Is
him.
it No, it's not Yazoo. That's Lion King.
I forgot
I know
his
you're talking
name,
about
but yeah.
the fucking parrot.
But the reason being
They have him cuffed on the fucking beak.
yeah, bro.
Dude.
The reason being is because that as a kid taught me for the very first time, and I'm gonna fuck up everybody's childhood, but it taught me for the very first time how you could psychologically fuck with somebody. Like really fuck with somebody. And I was like, oh, that's how that works.
Disney out here spreading this mind control.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, Aladdin, The Return of Jafar, bro.
Dude, you want
Dope fucking movie.
to rip a kid's heart out? Play him fucking Fox and the Hound, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that movie, dude. It's such a good movie, but fuck, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and they tried to do a sequel. The fucking bastards.
I would just say leave it alone, dude. The good one's good enough, dude. Fuck, remake it exactly the way it is. But fuck, dude, don't.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I also had the record where it was just like somebody reading like the story, but it had like the voice acting and all that shit. Like, holy fuck, dude! Like, that was like you know, like some teenager like playing like a Morrissey album in their room and just like being all emo and shit. Yeah, but I'm like 4.
What this is a good question.
Yeah.
What kid movie, animated or not,
Yeah.
do you or did not, let's stick to do you, because this is the whole point. Do you really enjoy watching a lot?
Shrek, dude.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Fucking Shrek.
I like a lot of
Fuck you and that donkey.
I like a lot of animation, man.
No, but one that you could just, and it doesn't have to be animated or not, but that it was intended for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, intended for kids. Arguably the first Ninja Turtles movie, man.
Dope as
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, man. And here's the thing,
Right,
man.
I'm
don't get me wrong,
completely
man.
on the opposite side of this. I'm like, what? Why are you wasting your favorite spot on that?
But here's the thing. I'll go you one step cheesier. I throw it out there as like
No pun.
I like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies because I also like part 2, man. I like part 2. Secret of the Ooze, man. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. I know they never got around to Bebop and Rocksteady, but fucking those goofy ass wolf and snapping turtle that they threw in was, I thought that they're babies.
Oh, dude, that's cool. That's cool.
Dude, and Super Shredder, come on, man.
It's super, dude.
But it's a different movie. It's like the first one is obvious, clearly, as Freddy put it, it's a dope ass movie, man.
For me, bro.
Dude, that last scene with Casey Jones, oops. He just
I don't even
fucking
remember that. That really.
Shredder falls in the back of the fucking dump truck and he just turns on the compactor.
Oh shit.
But he tries to play it off all like,
Yeah. That
Well,
sounds.
they straight up murdered somebody at the end of a,
That sounds
of a
like
kid's
the
movie.
80s, dude. That sounds like the 80s. Oops.
Go back and read the original comics. It was beautiful.
Oh, dude, the original comics were fucking glorious, dude. The black and white ones.
Kevin Eastman is a bad motherfucker. I
Yes,
even
dude.
enjoyed when, I don't know if he still owns Heavy Metal Magazine, but I started reading right after he acquired it, and I thought he was a great editor.
Have you read any of the I forgot what the artist's name is, but he made Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. He made Invader Zim. He made
I'm vaguely familiar with Zen, but I don't know Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
if you look at it, it's a lot in the style of those old Ninja Turtle comics, dude. And fuck, bro, like they read the same too. Like it's got the same.
Well, the funny thing was the Ninja Turtle comics
Yeah.
were a take on I forget who the artist was, but the guy that was doing Daredevil at the time was doing a lot of that shadows and fucking like badass like martial arts.
It was like a different kind of comic, dude. Like if you look at that comic, it's not like anything around that time that was coming out. So it's like, it almost looks a little like I guess like maybe like B grade or C grade, like not legit. But dude, oh man, but artwork. After you read a couple, dude, you start getting attached to that artwork, and you see it somewhere.
And I'll definitely say this: if you're coming at the Ninja Turtles from like I'll be honest, I originally got into it with the cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the original cartoon back in the day was the shit, and then like I subscribed to my mom like subscribed me to the fan magazine that would come. You'd get like a little mini comic. And
you're part of the Turtle Club.
I was.
Dude,
I never got any of the gear because we couldn't afford it, but I got the magazine, and they would have the old school art in there, and it was fascinating to look at, but it was different, way different. Yeah. And then like years later, I went and read the original runs of the comic.
Yeah.
They're still doing a run right now, actually. I think
for real?
Eastman got back into it and was doing another run. Sorry, Freddy, we've been talking for about 5 minutes now about Ninja Turtles. You were going to say something.
No, I was just gonna say
your movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The first and only the first Jumanji, bro, with Robin Williams.
Good film.
That was a fucking badass fucking dude. The CGI for what it was in that time, bro. Shit.
Dude, those little chimpanzees were fucking scary, man.
Look, shit like this. You had shit like this come out, bro, on the original.
And that's like the second run. If you find like the original fucking...
It looked more like... I think it was...
It was their heads looked like way squared off and like...
Dude.
Like you can find, like just look for issue number 1. Like it's noticeable. Actually, that's one of the series that like, I think it's that red one, actually. Yeah, that red one right there.
Right
No, right up at the top, the reddish looking one, the second one from the left. Second left.
I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic and I don't know my left and right.
Yeah, that one.
Dude, yes, dude.
And
for $1,000 use.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. This shit's worth a lot of money, man.
Dude, there are a couple comics that I like, just weird ass stuff. Like I had an original copy of one of the Alien versus Predator comics from like the late 80s. That like, first of all, it was great because it had titties in it. But second of all, great comic. And I think that one would have that appreciated in value.
Dude, this is Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and it was much in style of like what was going on back then, which is like these goth kids were dressing in like these baggy pants, tight pants, but it was with chains and like buckles. So he like dressed this kid much like that.
I get you, man.
Right. It just reminded me, whenever I saw it, it reminded me of the Ninja Turtle comics.
Dude, I always meant to go back and read The Max.
The Max?
Did you ever see that one? They ran a cartoon on MTV.
So. I think so. Yeah. It was.
But they only did like the first volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Max was the shit, man.
Yeah, dude. I remember. Never read it or anything like that, but I've heard people talk about it and show me images of this.
I genuinely do get confused when people start. Like every once in a while, you hear this conversation about like, oh, I remember when animation was just for kids, and it was like, dude, never in this country's history has animation. I mean, at various times, that seems to be like, the Disneyfication.
Yeah.
I don't care how many animation houses the mouse swallows. Like adult animation in this country will live on.
I even think the Mickey Mouse cartoon started off as adult animation.
Yeah,
because they had like
they were
Betty
played
Boop
before movies.
Yeah, they had
like Betty Boop wasn't Disney.
No. Oh, okay.
I forget the name.
But Betty Boop, bro, she was like an OG like cartoon character, bro, and she's like voluptuous, bro. She's kind of ditzy.
I'm fairly certain you can find literally some adult cut like short films and shit like that. You know what I mean? They may have been like bootleg type of shit, but yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Freddy. You're
No, we're just.
I'm just getting nostalgic, man. Like I loved some of the cartoons, like the comics that were coming out in the '90s, man. Like it was over the top and cheesy as fuck, but goddamn, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was dark though, man. Like it was a sign of a times. Like have you ever gone back and read something that like you really enjoyed gone back and experienced something you really enjoyed when you were a kid, like a piece of media, music, or something like that?
Yeah, Shrek.
Where okay, but Shrek doesn't have some like you don't look at it and go, Jesus, where was my head at that point?
Whenever the Smash Mouth song comes on, I'm like, dude, this song is so cheese balls, bro. Like, fuck, bro, I can't believe I like this. But then I'm like singing along to the lyrics, you know?
You know what the crazy part is? The album right before that one, I think, the East Side Sessions, maybe, actually a fun little pop ska album.
Well, the Smash Mouth one. Yeah, most people forget that they.
You know what I trip out, and I was thinking about this earlier this week for some reason. Something that I realized that a song that came out when I think I was 15, but there was a lot of 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds listening to it, and it just hit me in the face like Sean did. You know that song when it came out, I was that young, that The Last Resort from Papa Roach?
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to it.
Hey, we're looking at 5 minutes till.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? This is telling you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
It really hit me hard. Like, really hard. And because I remember back then, kids were, like, singing along to it. I was like, what?
I know, dude. Hey, dude, people in Zapata were bumping that song in 2008, 2009. Like, if it was, like, the newest shit, dude.
Dude, I was genuinely disturbed when that one song. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand it's poppy, it's catchy, but was it New Kicks?
Oh, the Pumped Up Kicks.
Pumped Up Kicks. There you go.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's a fucking dark song, dude. Better run, faster than my bullets, dude. Yeah, bro. Fuck, dude. Dude.
I actually came across something the other day where somebody was trying to make the case that, like, the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam,
yeah, dude,
normalized the idea of like school gun violence, and it was like, yeah.
You think that was like the first song in the 90s? I mean, no. I think.
No, I was that Marilyn Manson song.
No, but that was like late 90s. This was like early 90s, dude.
Oh. Wait, I thought he didn't make. Thought he didn't make a song about actually something like that until after the Columbine shit.
I mean,
I think it was before.
No, I don't.
Because that's where he got select for.
Yeah, but dude, people had been doing the whole shooting. Janie Has a Gun by Aerosmith. Is it Aerosmith?
You could argue that that's
it's a gun violence song, dude.
Yeah, but it's justifiable within the narrative of the song. There was a reason Janie shot that motherfucker.
There was a reason why Jeremy did what he did too.
Well, see, Jeremy shot himself.
Well, yeah, but there was
and they never really tell you why Jeremy shot himself. Like, there's some implications there, but like, it's not. They don't like lay it out.
Kurt Cobain shot himself, allegedly. Just saying.
FYI. So they say.
So they say.
I don't
Just
see
for
the proof.
your information,
I don't see.
Kurt Cobain has short arms. How are we gonna work a gun? Yeah. I used
Y'all
to
think he did it?
Yeah,
dude. Real quick.
Yeah, dude. I think he did it.
It's quite possible, man.
I don't think that
I like that answer.
I don't think that was a fake thing, you
know?
Dude, I look at Kurt Cobain's suicide the same way I look at the moon landing. It may have gone down exactly like they said it did. Also might not have.
Might not have. Hey, you like
I don't know, bro. When I saw pictures, like some of the, I don't know how original they were, but the original pictures of like how the gun was placed afterwards.
I hope if I ever die, dude, or if you guys ever die in a horrific way like that, dude, I would not look at the pictures, bro. I don't even want to remember you guys.
I've seen one picture in my life of somebody who used a shotgun on their own head, and It's one of the
fucking gross.
It's the like I had heard people describe things before where their brain just wouldn't recognize what they were seeing.
Yeah, dude.
This looked like you remember at the end of Terminator 2.
It kind of looks like a cartoon, dude.
You know, at the end of Terminator 2 when she hits him with the grenade launcher and he's all like how is he like? You can't even really tell how that shape. That's what this dude's head looked like.
It looks unreal, bro. Like
it does.
It just like.
Well, the one I saw, the head was completely gone. The only thing that he had was from the neck down. And you could literally see inside. Not inside, right? Yeah. But you could see the hole. It looked, and I was like 15 when I saw this. It was disturbing as fuck.
I don't know why you would want to see that.
And then that's what I was asking my cousin. I was like, and we're seeing this because why?
Oh, fuck. What was the name of that fucking website?
Rotten.com.
Yes. That is exactly where we all saw this stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a guy commit suicide, jump off a building, dude, and then they go and take a picture of him with a splatter. Mm. Oh, dude. Fucking flat, bro. Like, everything was flat.
Oh, fuck, dude. I wish you hadn't even said that. I got a fucking...
I think this is a bad way to end this episode.
Dude jumped off and managed to hit one of those fucking wrought iron fences. Oh, dude. Side of the head, straight through. Looked like one of the, you know, the joke things you put on your head where it looks like the arrow. Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. So anyway, folks, thanks for coming around. That's a wrong place to. Freddy, you got anything coming up, brother?
I wish I did, bro. After all the bullshit y'all said, I wish I did.
Hey, you might see us out here in public passing out some flyers.
So please.
Please don't be a dick and take it and throw it away.
Exactly. Please
give it to your grandma, give it to your mom.
Just pass it on somehow.
Don't be avoiding eye contact, acting like you don't know who the fuck we are.
Roll a joint on the fucking paper if you have to. Like,
don't act like you don't see me coming, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't act like you're too good for us.
Dude, that's what we should do is cut like you know how like they do that thing at the bottom where it's like take a number?
Yeah.
Only we just do that and it's rolling papers. You just tear one off.
Oh, dude. Hey, I like where this is going, dude.
Interactive flyer material.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing coming up but some posters. How about your socials, man?
Y'all can find me across the board at Freddy G on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
You can find me at Hatfield Stand Up on Facebook. HatfieldStandup@gmail.com as well as Hatfield Stand Up on Facebook and Twitter. I'll get this shit right eventually. If you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, you can go to shoutengine.com/bouncing brains. You can also find it on the Google Music Play app and Stitcher. You can listen to new episodes premiering every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on rgvtitanradio.com. If you want to reach out, Bouncing Brains Podcast at gmail.com, as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook, Bouncing Brains on Twitter and Instagram. And folks, it's been beautiful.
Keep it tight.